Do you remember learning about the Civil War? What about the Emancipation Proclamation or the 13th Amendment? These events led to the abolishment of slavery in the US in 1865. Now, what if I told you that there are more than 100 times the amount of slaves in the world today than at the height of slavery in the US? You heard me. 154 years after slavery supposedly ended in the US, and it is at an all-time high. Slavery is spreading like a wildfire. There are about 46 million slaves in the world today. These slaves include forced laborers, forced prostitutes, child soldiers, and child brides in forced marriages. People living in slavery have no way out and feel that they have no control over their life. They are vulnerable individuals who are told that they can make a better life for themselves than they are taken advantage of. Of the 46 million slaves, what's surprising is that there are 600,000 in the US. Compare this to the 300,000 that were in slavery in 1860. The sad truth is that human trafficking is a huge industry in the United States. Atlanta, our hometown, has one of the highest incidences of human trafficking in the world, with 200 to 400 underage girls sold online every month, an industry earning $290 million in revenue each year. When Atlanta hosted the Super Bowl this year, there was a huge human trafficking breakthrough that lasted 11 days and resulted in 169 traffickers being arrested and dozens of young women rescued. These girls were repeatedly raped, brutally beaten, held hostage, and starved until they looked like skeletons. When you think of slavery, you probably think of people being forced to work in the hot sun on a southern plantation. Yet slavery is defined as forcefully and unwillingly being under the control of someone else. And these young girls were sold to pimps and forced to work as sex slaves against their will. So weren't these young girls the victims of slavery? With the problem rampant in our own community, is it important to understand what constitutes slavery and how to recognize the signs. If you happen to see young girls dressed in suggestive clothing, such as high heels and short dresses, in the company of much older men, then you might want to consider reporting it to the police. In addition, you may not be aware of this, but many products that are sold in the US are made by child slaves in other countries. Just like many of us try to reduce our carbon footprint, we should also be aware of our slavery footprint. Visit websites and check labels so you know who picked the tomatoes you eat or made the clothes you wear. One of the best ways to make a difference is simply to increase awareness about this issue. How can we do this? Celebrities such as Carrie Underwood and Ashton Kutcher are advocating for the End It movement and regularly sport a red X on the back of their hand to spread awareness and get people talking. Today, I challenge you to draw a red X on your hand to get people asking you about this important issue. Then tell them what you learned about modern-day slavery and ask them to spread the word too. Do you